I read 100 self-improvement books so you don't have to. Here's 5 things you should have known yesterday. Number 1, there's no such thing as I didn't have enough time. Nothing annoys me, ruffles my feathers, gets my goat more than when my personal training clients tell me I didn't have enough time. Time to come to the gym, time to take a 15-minute walk, time to count their calories in MyFitnessPal. It takes 5 minutes. If we all have 24 hours in a day, how is it possible that some of us work part-time, go to university, grow a YouTube channel, maintain a relationship, and still train 5 days a week, while others struggle to work out more than once a week? I'm not trying to make you feel bad about your level of productivity here. You just need to understand that not having enough time is not a real thing. It's physically impossible. Like I said earlier, we all have the same amount of time. So what's going on then? Well, all you need to do when you or someone you know says, I don't have enough time, is replace it with, I don't have the energy, or I don't prioritize the right things in my life. If you come home at 5 p.m., make dinner, and by 6:30 you're exhausted and all you want to do is watch TV, it's not that you didn't have the time to go to the gym, it's that you didn't have the energy. If you fill up your days with work, chores, appointments, long commutes, and video games, again, it's not that you didn't have the time, it's that you prioritize things over your own health, which is crazy to me. Increase your energy levels, prioritize the right things in your life, and time will start to feel abundant. I recently made a massive commitment. If you're enjoying the video so far, help me get there and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. Number 2, how you do one thing is not how you do everything. We all know that to succeed in any aspect of our lives, we must go all in, become unbalanced, enter monk mode. This means that other parts of our life will inevitably suffer. Let's say that in any given week, we all start with 1,000 effort points and you want to get straight A's in university. If that's the most important thing in your life, you'll be willing to put 800 points into studying, right? But if this BS statement is true, then you would also have to put 800 effort points into your part-time job, into keeping a good relationship with your friends, and into this YouTube channel that you want to start. As you can see, it doesn't add up. I swear I've heard self-improvement YouTubers say how you do one thing is how you do everything, and then say in the same video that you must become unbalanced. That's completely contradictory. If I put 800 effort points into my YouTube channel, that means I've got 200 left for everything else. If how you did one thing was truly how you did everything, then you wouldn't be great at anything. You would end up being okay in a bunch of areas of your life instead of great in 1 or 2. Number 3, the willingness to suck is the only way to ever be great. The fear of being bad at something will keep you mediocre for the rest of your life. No one starts off great at anything. Let's go have a look at the type of videos the biggest YouTuber on the platform was making 10 years ago. Look at these thumbnails, bro. Let's have a look at this one.
So I used to make these videos.
Man, this is brutal. Keep in mind, this was back in 2014, so YouTube knowledge wasn't as easily accessible. But imagine if MrBeast had compared himself to PewDiePie, who was the biggest creator at the time. He would have quit. Instead, he accepted that he sucked at it. He focused on improving, and after a few years, it paid off massively. You can do this with any big YouTuber. Go to oldest and really appreciate how they all sucked at YouTube at first. But that willingness to suck for a while is what allowed them to eventually learn and improve. This applies to absolutely everything in life. You must get rejected a bunch of times before you get a girl's number. Your business must struggle or even fail before you get your first client. Way too many people stick to whatever they're somewhat good at, forever scared of trying something new. Number 4, the idea that you can one day reach happiness or success is an illusion. If you've ever achieved anything at all in your life, like a promotion, getting a girlfriend, a new PR in the gym, you probably noticed how it felt really good for a while, but then it just kind of started to feel normal. This phenomenon refers to the hedonic treadmill, defined as humans' ability to quickly return to a relatively stable level of happiness despite major positive or negative events. This means that whatever you achieve in your life, you will always come back to your current state. This is a difficult idea to grasp. We genuinely believe that things will be different when we hit 10K a month, or when we reach 100,000 subs on YouTube, or when we finally get into a relationship. The danger of believing this is that when you do reach those milestones and you realize that it didn't change anything, you will either lose hope or you'll realize that you actually need to be making 50K a month, or 100K subs is not enough. You actually need 1 million. That's when you'll feel successful. And this is why it's called the hedonic treadmill. It never ends. Look at MrBeast's latest video, 95 million views. That's an inconceivable amount of views for the majority of YouTubers. And yet look at the previous ones, well over 100 million views. This means that MrBeast considers that video a failure. Look, I'm not telling you to never strive for anything because in the end, it's all the same. No, do try to achieve great things and make a bunch of money, but don't fall into the trap of thinking that you'll be happy or feel successful only when you reach certain goals. Learn to feel happy and successful with what you have right now. Number 5, difference between knowing something is true and feeling that it is. How is it that everybody agrees that going to the gym is good for you, and yet only a small percentage of the population actually goes? This is the difference between knowing something is true and really feeling that it is. Let me get real with you for a second. For the first year of my relationship, I struggled choosing to be with one woman instead of sleeping around. My logical brain knew that it was way better to keep this amazing girl that I was fortunate enough to call my girlfriend. And yet my emotions were telling me I could be having so much more fun if I wasn't in a relationship. I knew that it was better to stay with her, but I didn't feel it. I decided to listen to my logical brain, and thank God I did. A series of events showed me how much better it was to stay with one woman. Now, when I say that I'm better off with this wonderful girl, I can really feel how true that statement is. This difference between knowing and feeling is the reason why you don't do what you know you should be doing. Now, how do we go from knowing to feeling? Honestly, I don't have a good answer for you. I believe that the way you start to feel that things are true is through experiences. Experiencing the downsides of not exercising, the amazing benefits of being monogamous, the negative effects of porn. Your subconscious will learn from these experiences, and that's when you'll personally feel how true something is. I also watched 1,000 self-improvement videos, so you don't have to. Click here to see what I learned.